Good morning and welcome to your training day. To the untrained eye, this might look like a crappy little shack, but it's a fully operating fulfillment center. Also, haters gonna hate. It's currently 6 a.m. Unfortunately for you, wake you up, so get the privilege of hearing my voice every morning. I've turned the old bathroom into a bedroom for you. Don't ask about the smell. I always keep all of the doors locked at night. You never know what kind of miscreants want to ransack the warehouse. To unlock the doors, take a look at it and press the secondary. Now that the door is open, you can press your primary interact button to open it, which is E by default. If you think you're frozen, you're not. Sometimes you'll need to stop what you're doing to pay attention to something. If someone is still talking, you can hold B to skip. Once they're done talking, you can press B to continue. If something can be used or interacted with, you'll see information in the... Now that you managed to open the door, it's time for you to learn how to clock in. First, head on over to the computer and use your secondary interact to turn it on. Once it's booted up, you can use it by pressing your primary interact on it. The computer has a lot of different apps on it that you can use to manage the center. For today's training, we're going to focus on only a few items. First, you need to clock in by pressing the Start Day button at the bottom. The clock is running and orders are now flowing. Open the Orders app by clicking on the button on the top left of the screen to see what... This is where you'll find client orders. There are 4 categories: new, active, completed, and expired. We're going to focus on the new and active ones for now. You'll notice that 3 new orders came in right away. I set these orders up before you got here, but normally they'll only come in based on how much renown you have with each client and how charismatic you are. I'll explain more about each later. For now, click on order number 1 for Memphis Barbecue Supply. Here you can see the details of the order. At the top is the order number and the customer name. Below that is how long you have to fill it out before the order expires. If you have any pallets already assigned to the order, they'll show up on the pallets assigned line. Underneath that shows if you have the order marked as ready to ship. And finally, at the bottom of the information is a list of how many cases of what product that customer wants, as well as an estimate of your income. Keep in mind there are shipping costs associated with everything, but we'll get into that later. Once you accept an order, it will automatically get printed out. Now let's go accept the order for Cameron's Ballistic Bakery. Printers will be printers. This order failed to print because there was a paper jam. No need to worry. Go over to the Active Orders tab, select the order that failed to print, and then hit Print Order. Let's go back to the New Order tab. This order is for a client that needs a product we don't have and wants it for today. Since it's not something we can take care of, we're going to clear it off the list so that it's not clogging the system. Go into the order, press the Decline Order button at the bottom of the screen, and now that you've gotten the basics of the computer down, it's time to head out to the warehouse. First, grab the orders up. It will be pretty dark in there. Flip on the light switch beside the door, and then open the overhead. And if it's too dark, you can press L to turn your flashlight on. Alright, listen carefully because here's what you're gonna do. Grab 2 pallets from the pile using your interact button. Take them over to where I've marked outside. Rotate them by holding shift and using your scroll wheel until they line up. Then place them by clicking. Good. Now we need to assign orders to the pallets. Look one of the pallets you've placed on the ground and use your secondary interact. On the bottom right of your screen is your clipboard. Just like the computer, there can be a lot of information on here. But for simplicity's sake, we're going to focus on managing orders. Select Manage Orders at the top of This is one of the spots the orders you pick up from the printer will show up. On this list, you can select which orders are assigned to the pallet you're looking at. Select one of the orders. You can double check the details of the order here before assigning it to the pallet. The information is basically the same as what's on the computer screen. Click the Attach Order to Pallet. Whenever you look at a pallet, you'll be able to see whatever products are on it. If that pallet is assigned to an order, then you'll be able to see what products are required for that order as well. Now go ahead and assign your second order to the other pallet. Alright, now it's time to get to work and put product on pallet. Take a look at the pallet of salt and open up the pallet page for it. Every pallet will come in from the shipper wrapped. And guess what? Every pallet you ship out should be wrapped as well. I'll tell you about wrapping pallets later, but first we need to unwrap this one. At the bottom of the pallet page are a few options. If the pallet is wrapped, then you'll see options for unwrapping it. Unwrapping at 10% usually frees up the next row of products and keeps the rest secure. That being said, unwrap 10% of the salt. Now that we have a row of salt unwrapped, grab a couple of them and put them on the pallets. I'll check back in once both orders have enough salt. I've gone ahead and put us on a break for now, by the way, so don't worry, you're not in any time crunch. Yet. Well, I guess that's good enough for the people you go with. Anyway, since the order for Memphis is done, let's go ahead and wrap it up so the boxes don't go flying. In the warehouse are a couple rolls of pallet wrap. Go grab one and come back out here. When you're carrying certain items, they may interact differently with other objects. For example, if you're holding pallet wrap and interact with the pallet, you'll begin wrapping it. Go ahead and try it now by wrapping a pallet for Memphis barbecue supply. While keeping your eye on the pallet, move left or right. Keep walking around the pallet until the bar on the right under Wrap Progress reaches at least 90%. Once it does, you can either press your primary interact, look, or walk away from the pallet. Since that one's now ready to go, it's time to mark it as ready. Put down the pallet wrap and bring up your normal clipboard by pressing C. Here's your general clipboard. It's similar to the pallet page, but with a few differences. For now, let's stay focused on training. Select Printed Orders. This is the other place where your printed orders will appear. Go ahead and select the one for Memphis. At the bottom of your clipboard are three options. The one we need is on the far left, labeled as ready to ship. If the order... Look at that timing. Diane is here. Why don't you go over to her truck and greet her? Diane will arrive at 7 a.m. with products you've ordered. She's only delivering right now, so there's nothing to send out. If you make her wait more than about an hour and a half, she'll get fed up and leave. Now click Receive Shipment and then send Diane on. Now that the coffee is here, use what I've taught you to finish off the order for Cameron's Ballistic Bakery. Add the 4 cases of coffee, wrap it up, and mark it as ready to ship. I'll get back to you once you've finished that up. A new order just came in. Check the computer to see who it's for and what they need. Looks like Memphis placed another order. Perfect. This is a good chance to show you how to attach extra orders to a pallet. Accept this order and then head to the pallet for Memphis Barbecue Supply. Open its pallet page, then go to the Manage Orders section. Now you can see the different statuses each printed order shows on your clipboard. Keep in mind that if you have multiple orders for the same company, you can attach them to the same pallet to save on shipping. Go ahead and attach the new order. If you need to add more products to a pallet that's already wrapped, unwrap it by 10%, just like you did with the pallet of salt. Add the needed items, then wrap it back up. This way you only use a little extra wrap instead of wasting a whole bunch. Now unwrap this pallet by 10%, add the 4 cases of coffee, and then rewrap it. Since this order is attached to a pallet that's already been marked for shipping, we don't need to worry about that step. I know you're not used to waking up so early, so since those orders are finished, why don't you go back to bed for a nice little nap? Wake up! You slept the whole day and now Diane is almost back for her 4 p.m. pickups. The pallet of coffee is still sitting outside, and if it's in her way when she gets here, she'll be upset. Go into the warehouse, grab the pallet jack, and I'll show you how to use it. Before you can move the pallet jack, you need to release the handbrake. Press the spacebar to do that. Then once the brake is off, you can move it under the pallet of coffee outside. To raise the pallet jack, keep left-clicking until it's raised high enough to grab onto the pallet. Diane is back. Before you go say hi, let's make sure we have all of our ducks in a row and our cases on our pallets. Since I've been holding your hand the whole way, I know it's done all correctly, but now is the time that you'd want to check your list twice. Make sure the orders you want to send out have been packed, wrapped, and marked as ready. Now, go say hi to Diane. Since we're sending orders out, select Ship Orders at the top and then click Orders to ship. Now click each of the orders in the list to select them. Before you send Diane off, close the clipboard and take a look around to make sure you didn't miss anything. If you're sure you've got everything sent out, go ahead and send Diane on her way. Oh great, more orders have come in. It's time to learn about logistics. Head over to the computer and see what we have. Well, that's quite the conglomerate of orders we have here. Hover your mouse over each order to see what products they're wanting. It looks like some new clients are wanting products we don't have yet. Let's satisfy these new clients and get some of these products. We'll have to unlock a new category to do that. So on the main screen of the computer, look for and open the Business Management app. Here is where you can adjust a few things related to the business, including upgrading the warehouse. Since we're unlocking a new category, select Unlock Category. Products are separated into 7 different categories. You can only access the products in the categories you have unlocked, and since paper towels are considered a consumer good, we need to unlock the consumer goods category. Now you'll be able to purchase all the different variations of consumer goods. This is a list of suppliers and distributors that you have access to. Some have a couple different products to offer, and some specialize only. Button displays the supplier's name as well as what category they specialize in. I always order at least 1 pallet of salt per day since a lot of our clients use it. They must be Twitch chatters or something, I don't know. Anyway, click on Justin's Salt Supply to bring up their page. Justin's Salt Supply provides just that, salt. I've been working with them for about 13 years now, so I get a pretty good discount. He doesn't know we're not finished shopping yet. Go back to the store page by clicking on the suppliers button. Some vendors have cheaper prices on different products, so you'll want to keep your eye out for sweet deals. I know that Clean and Clear distributes paper towels cheaper than anyone else, so open up, scroll down the list, and add a pallet of paper towels to your cart. Okay, that's all we're going to order for now. If you need to adjust how many pallets you're ordering, or if you need to remove the product entirely, now's the time to do it. What you've ordered looks good, so we're going to leave it as it is. On the top right is a grand total for your cart after shipping charges. You have an overdraft allowance of $20,000, so don't worry about the cart being more than what you have in cash. If you need a product sooner than its shown arrival, you can request express shipping. It'll apply to the whole order and at a steep cost though. Both these orders are going to be here tomorrow, so we don't have to worry about that. Click on the checkout button to purchase. Speaking of shipping, let's take a closer look. Open up the shipping app. If you're still working after hours and want to send out a few more shipments, you can request a late visit from Diane, but only between the hours of 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. Let's look at the shipping. These rates apply to both incoming and outgoing shipments. Yep, you're on the hook in both directions. Each pallet has a base cost attached, as well as a price per kilogram. These rates usually change every day, so keep an eye on them. Speaking of pallets, I think you'll need to buy a few more. Head outside, go across the street, and down the road a little bit. Shushan's Shop Supply is where we're heading. I'll meet you over there. Welcome to Shushan's Shop Supply. I guess Shushan stepped away. But she and I have an honor system. When you need more shop supplies like pallet wrap, a new pallet jack, or even a forklift, then you can buy them here. We need a couple of half pallets, and luckily for you, Shushan keeps them right at the front of the store where they're convenient. You can add items to your cart by using your primary interact on them. To remove items or reduce them, use your secondary interact. Now add at least 10 half pallets to your cart. Now head over to the cash register. Here's your receipt so far. You can see. Time to get your legwork in. Shushan has her guys just toss everything out the back doors, so go outside and head around back. Don't worry though, you're not in any danger. Not while the sun is still up. The good news is you don't have to take these back one by one. With pallets, you can grab up to 10 at a time. So grab all of these ones and put them with the others back inside the warehouse. Well, that looks like our day is wrapping up. I guess you did good enough to leave it in your hands. Here's a small loan of $1,000,000 yen, which is roughly $10,000. If you'd like to get a few orders finished up and shipped out, go right ahead and work as late as you want. I do suggest taking a break around 8 p.m. or so to go look at the sky. Once you've finished up, close up the warehouse and go pass out in the bed. You can change how fast the clock is running by using 1, 2, or 3, by the way. Fair wind, safe seas, and watch for pirates, TM.